Well, I totally botched that. I hit the wrong intro, so I'm going to hit the right one now because it's softball time in Tennessee, baby. There it is. Welcome to the Vol Bros, presented by the Old Walk Club. My name is Evan. Batting 1,000 tonight. This is my brother Ruston, and we are two Vol Bros who are actually bros in real life. Unlike the Lady Vols, who were excellent at the plate today, I did not hit that one out of the park. Man, that first home run was pretty sweet, though.
She killed that ball.
Absolutely. So, Lady Vols win their opener. Just an absolutely huge win. Huge win. The real UT, proving it once again. Can't be understated how important it is to win game one when you're in a 4-team double elimination tournament. Can't be understated. So absolutely huge start. The Lady Vols do not have to play again now until Saturday. They will play at 3:00 p.m. on Saturday against Texas Tech on ABC. So nationally televised game there. Just a tremendous showing for them today in all aspects of the game. And I mean, even how crisp they were fielding and throwing. And I mean, it was just excellent, excellent. So, Ruston, what did you think about the Lady Vols today?
I love their thought process on the mound or in the circle. This is what I wanted to see. I wanted to see Sage Marjetko or Aaron Newer start every game at the College World Series and then bring Carlin late. I thought they brought her a little too early. Sage was grouped. Where is that? Sorry. All these ads keep popping up on ESPN. So I thought they brought Sage out a little too early. I think they came in with a plan and said, we're going to throw her, 4 innings, try and get through the batting order twice, and that's going to be it. But she'd only given up 1 hit, and they were making solid contact early. The more she pitched, their contact was just, little flares here and there, miss hits, in cap shots. She had them completely off balance. So I almost wish they had let her go 5 innings and maybe gone a hitter at a time. And if somebody squared her up, okay, you're done, Carlin's in. But I like the thought process. I think it makes Carlin better. I think it keeps teams off balance. Sage and Aaron have so much spin. It's hard to hit them squarely. And so I like what they're doing. I hope they don't start Carlin against Texas Tech. That's a home run hitting team with a ton of power. It ain't going to take much for them to take her yard. I want to see a lot of spin early, get them off balance, and then bring Carlin late.
And how nice is it to have the luxury of having 2 All-American pitchers on your pitching staff?
And really 3, because Aaron Newer has gotten overshadowed, but Aaron's just as good as Sage is. You could make a case statistically, Aaron's even been better. That's why I'm excited about next year. The entire batting order returns plus Sage and Aaron. They're going to be just as good, if not better, next year.
I mean, it is very, very exciting. And, like I said, what a luxury to have 2 first-team All-Americans on your pitching staff. That's where we're hot today. Base running was good. It was a good day. Great day to be a Vols fan, that's for sure. Elijah's with us. Welcome, Elijah. Good to have you, buddy. Here's a channel member. He said, what's up, bros in chat? How about them Lady Vols? Absolutely. Stingray's with us. What's up, buddy? Good to have you. Slim's with us. Hey, man, glad you're with us. Billy's here. Welcome, Billy. Good to have you. Mino Likey's here. Hey, Mino Likey. Glad you're with us. Jonathan's here. Hey, Jonathan. Good to have you, buddy. He said, hello, Evan, Ruston, and chat family. Don't forget to tell your mom and them about the Vol Bros. Absolutely. He also said, don't forget to tell your mom and them horns down. Absolutely. Absolutely. Mississippi Vol agrees. He said the real UT did indeed win. Absolutely. Good to have you here, Mississippi Vol. He said, in honor of Horns Down Thursday, hit that like and subscribe button. Billy said he would have gotten his top quarterbacks list done, but his wife is in the hospital still. I didn't have a chance. She just might be coming home next week. Well, I hope she does, buddy. I really do. I hope she does. I'll be praying for her that she gets some good news this weekend. Nolan's with us. Welcome, Nolan. Good to have you, buddy. I like the improvised horns down emojis there. Nolan asked, what was this week's top 5 list? It was top 5 quarterbacks, and so we'll be doing that here in just a moment. Elijah asked the basketball intro. Mississippi Vol said basketball in May. Yeah, I hit the wrong button. That was my fault. Let's see, Rhonda. Hey, Rhonda's here. Good to have you. Good to have you with us, Rhonda. She said today was so sweet. Absolutely, it was. You know what I really loved about Morrison's reaction? When she hit that home run, it was just pure unbridled joy coming out. I mean, it was fantastic.
Yep.
That's what college sports is supposed to be. And I loved seeing that. It was wonderful. I wish there was more of that. Mina Lackey said she's looking forward to another great show. Appreciate that. Jonathan said, man, I hope Morrison stays here all 4 seasons. She's going to be a beast. Absolutely. 100% agree. Let's see here. Elijah said, I didn't like taking Sage out in the 5th. I only gave up 1 hit, and they were looking lost. Yeah. Sean, welcome, buddy. Good to have you. Channel member. He said, Carlin lives for those pressure moments at the end of the game. It feels like, yeah, that's a fair point. Absolutely. Rhonda said she agreed with you. Sage was on fire. Elijah said you could tell Texas was way more prep for Carlin. Mike White said he was surprised when he went to Sage to start. And when Carlin comes in, they score 3 runs. Let's see. John said Aaron could possibly be the best pitcher on the team.
Yep.
Sanders said this was a huge win. I agree, Sanders. Glad you're with us. Rhonda said, did you hear the interview from Karen Weekly after the game? She's a gem. I actually have not gotten to hear that yet.
I retweeted a couple of quotes from it. It was fantastic.
I can neither confirm nor deny that the game was on one of my monitors at work while I was working. And as soon as we got the last out, I started packing up to head home for the day. I can neither confirm nor deny that. Well, speaking of postseason baseball and softball, the baseballs play tomorrow, high noon, against the Pirates of East Carolina. Listen, I was talking to somebody about it today. To be the 5 seed, North Carolina got the shaft so bad. It's like, hey, you had a great season. Here's the 5 seed. Oh, and here's the toughest regional of all of them. I mean, it's just unbelievable what they were given. And I mean, let's be real here. East Carolina is a good team.
Yeah.
Like they very easily, if they were in another regional, they still could in this one. They very easily can make a super regional, if not get to Omaha. And so, like this is going to be a very tough matchup tomorrow. What do you hope to see from the baseballs tomorrow?
This whole weekend could really go one of 2 ways, and it'll be interesting to see how they respond and how they play. This could, and I really mean this. We could walk in there and kick the door in and just beat the crap out of everybody we face, or we could be done in 2.
Yeah.
It literally can go any direction. I thought it was interesting that we were starting. We were not starting Tegan Coons. That we were starting Evan Blanco, and then I started looking at their numbers. They are all or nothing. They don't have a whole lot of guys that hit the ball well. They are living and dying by the home run, and they strike out a lot. I was just looking at it. They strike out 5.5 times a game. And they really have three dudes: Jack Herring, Davin Whitaker, and Grady Linehan. Those three guys are responsible for half their team home runs. But those three guys are also probably 20% of their strikeouts. So it's all or none with them. And so I think that's why we chose to go with Evan Blanco. They want somebody who's going to throw soft, who's going to keep them off balance, get a lot of swing and miss, a lot of pop up. They're starting Ryan Towers. They've really got two aces. They've got Ryan Towers and Ethan Norby. Some of you may remember the Norby kid from last year. He had a really good postseason, got a lot of TV time. I really thought they would start him. I was kind of surprised they started Ryan Towers, but Towers has been a little hotter as of late. But Towers does give up a lot of hits. And if our hitters will be disciplined and they will just look to hit line drives and manufacture runs, I think Evan Blanco could absolutely keep them off balance, and we could probably win that one, 8-2, 8-3, something like that, and just manufacture runs. Don't try to hit home runs, just hit line drives. I think we can pull that one out. Honestly, I'm more concerned about East Carolina than North Carolina. I had North Carolina as one of the most overrated teams in America, them and Miami. Georgia Tech is by far the best team in the ACC, and I've watched North Carolina play multiple times this year and have not been impressed once. I think they have an inflated record because they played a really weak schedule. I think that's one of the reasons why their regional is so hard. I think the committee punished them for playing a really, really weak schedule. And honestly, I would not be surprised at all if North Carolina was gone in two. I wouldn't be surprised if VCU upset them and then East Carolina beat them in the losers bracket, because VCU does have one pitcher that could beat anybody, and they will throw him against North Carolina in game one. So I wouldn't be shocked at all if they were 2 and done. And it could go any number of ways this weekend. It's going to be a weird regional, and I think it's ours to win. If we walk in and kick in the door and play the way we're capable of, I think we go win that thing. If we kick it around and don't have good at-bats, could be gone in two.
Jonathan said, man, I hope we win 8-2. I'm worried about ECU. Rhonda said, so what you're saying is there's hope. Absolutely. Absolutely. Here's my take on this regional, starting tomorrow. When we first started the show, after the basketball intro, I mentioned that it was such a huge deal that the Lady Vols won today, because when you're in a 4-team double elimination tournament, you got to win the first one, because it's incredibly difficult to come back from the loser's bracket if you lose the first one. Well, that is even more the case, and exponentially, even more important in baseball than it is in softball, because not that it's an easier sport. That's not the answer. The reason is because the guy that you pitch tomorrow, he can't come back and throw again Saturday or Sunday. In softball, if they wanted to, Sage and Carlin could throw again on Saturday. I mean, like that's the big difference here. Softball pitchers' arms are much, much shorter rest than a baseball pitcher's arm is. And so whoever they pitch, it's going to be, as you were saying, it's going to be Evan Blanco. He's done. Like after tomorrow, he's done. He will not throw again the rest of this regional. And so you have to win, because then let's say that they win tomorrow and then they end up playing Saturday night for, the winner's bracket final. Well, Tegan Coons is going to throw that game. Well, then he's done. And so your two best pitchers, because Landon Mack, who knows how effective he's going to be, your two best pitchers are over after those first two games. So you absolutely have to win both of them, and you really, really have to win the first one, because in a double elimination 4-team tournament, the minimum games you have to play to win is 3. If they win the first one, win the winner's bracket final, and then win the first one in the championship, they're done. They win 3 games. However, if you lose the first one, that's the first game. Then you'd have to play the elimination game of the other team. Then you'd be in the loser's bracket final. Then you'd have to beat the winner's bracket winner twice. So that's it. You can win in it as little as 3 games, but it could take as many as 5 games. Unfortunately, I don't think this pitching staff has 5 starters that they can put out there and feel confident that they can go win 5 games. So it is imperative, even more so for the baseball team than it is for the softball team. They have to win tomorrow. They just have to. If they want to make it out of this regional, they got to win tomorrow. So big game tomorrow at noon. Let's see what some of the other comments came through. Elijah said ECU is really good. VCU is also really good. Any team in this regional can make it out. Yeah, totally agree.
Yeah, I don't think VCU can. Their number 1 pitcher is legit. After that, it's a big drop off. I don't think they have the arms to make it past 1 game, but they could easily win that first one.
Let's see. Rhonda said Texas has a cakewalk in their regional. Jonathan said it's an insanely hard regional. Sanderson, referencing the softball team, said if we pitch and hit like we did today, we can beat Texas Tech. For sure. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's see. Mina, like he said, I like the thought of besting Texas Tech. Me too. Me too. I'm all about that. Show what just buying a team can do to people. I love that. Rhonda said, I don't want Texas Tech to win anything after poaching all the players. Absolutely. Backflip Spaghetti, welcome, buddy. Good to see you. He said, howdy, y'all. Not too sure about baseball, but feel pretty good about the ladies. Yeah, man. They played great. It was a very, very well executed game today. Deborah's here. Welcome, Deborah. Good to have you. She said, good evening, Vol Bros and Tennessee faithful. Let's see here. Well, anything else you'd like to, before we go to our top 5 lists, anything else you'd like to say about Lady Vols softball?
I liked what I saw offensively today. I saw a team full of girls who were taking really good approaches at the plate. We had 7 hits by 6 different people. When you have that kind of production up and down your lineup in softball, you're really hard to beat. I like how aggressive they were. I like the swings they were taking. Like, they were not getting fooled. When they got out, they were getting out on hard hit balls. It reminded me of what they looked like the first 3 weeks of the season when they were just obliterating. Totally. When they were obliterating everybody.
That's exactly what I thought about when they won that game today. As they're celebrating right after it, I was like, this is what it was like in the first week of the season.
Yeah. I think this is going to sound awful. I think the national championship is going to ride on Sage's shoulders. If Sage throws, if Sage continues to throw the way she did today, they can win this thing.
Absolutely. The movement she gets on the ball sometimes, man, it's just
it's absurd.
Awesome.
The sickest thing she has, she'll throw her fastball 68, 69. She throws her changeup 47. Let me just tell you, for those of you who have never stood in a batter's box, trying to hit a pitch that's 22 miles per hour slower than the pitch you just saw, it's almost impossible.
Yep. Deborah said Miss Morrison put on a show today. Yes, she sure did. And even that second at bat that she had, she put a jolt into that one, man.
Yeah.
Right in front of the warning track.
Yeah, she was seeing it.
Jonathan said maybe Pickens will come into face panel on Saturday. Jonathan, I'm sure we don't have any idea what you're referring to. Let's see. Let's see. Eric, welcome, Eric. He said, Evan and Ruston, did you like that the ladies took chances while running the bases?
I like that they got aggressive when they had the lead. Like you don't gamble on the bases when the game's tight, but if you get a 2 or 3 run lead, yeah, put pressure on them, see if you can create a turnover or create an error, create pressure that gets in their heads psychologically. That's always a good thing to do in softball. It's different than baseball. 60-foot bases, you can do some things that you can't do in baseball. I thought, for those of you who don't know, if you didn't see when Ella Dodge turned a single into a double, and when she slid into second and did that swim move to avoid the tag, like,
that was incredible.
Y'all don't understand. Like, that is insanely difficult to do because it happens so fast and you have to figure it out late. Like, she was already mid-slide when she realized she needed to swim and adjusted mid-slide. That was just absurd.
Well, I mean, let's give credit where credit is due. Kudos to that left fielder for Texas.
Yeah.
Because that was a shot down the left field line. It was just barely fair. And the girl got over and cut it off halfway down the line in left field and then just threw a bullet to second base. Like, kudos to that kid. I mean, that was a phenomenal play by her.
Yeah.
And I think, to your point about, with it being having to make a decision like that so fast, honestly, I think it surprised Ella when she looked up and the ball was on its way to second base. And she's like, wait, what? And so kudos to her that she was able to avoid that tag. And you know what? Kudos to the umpire who saw it and made the correct call. Like, that was another incredible, call by that guy. And then what an incredible slide she had into third base. That was awesome. And kudos to the cameramen for catching all 3 angles that proved definitively she was safe. And kudos to Karen Weekly for trusting her when she immediately looked up at her and said she didn't touch me. Kudos to Karen for believing her. Because that was huge. I mean, that was absolutely huge because that allowed the girl to get to second, who eventually scored in the inning. So I do wish listen, this is extremely nitpicky. The only thing that if I could have changed anything in what they did today was when that very next hitter, when Ella got thrown out at home because she got caught in the rundown, the girl who was on second, I can't remember who it was right now, when she jumped off the base because the ball's hit to the shortstop pretty hard. She was about 7 or 8 feet away from that shortstop. She could have taken another step, caught that shortstop's attention, maybe backpedaled a couple steps just to get that girl's attention and draw her towards her, and that would have allowed Ella to score. She would have sacrificed herself, but it would have scored that run. Ultimately, it didn't matter because she ended up scoring on the sacrifice fly to left field after that. But the 7-2-6 double play that happened on that sacrifice fly, that girl that got thrown out at third, you just can't do that. Like that, you cannot do. I mean, I get she's trying to make play. I get that, but that third out should not have happened in that particular spot. But that literally is the only thing that I could be like, I don't know. Well, I wish they had done that differently. I mean, overall, they just played an incredible game. And so that you got to just be like, y'all did awesome. I mean, that's all you can say about what they did today. Rhonda agreed with you about Sage's movement on the ball, and Backflip Spaghetti said that spin is crazy that she gets on it. Sean, he said, how about Ella Dodge living up to her name? Pretty wild to see back-to-back slides. Yeah, you're right, man. That's exactly right. It was back-to-back. Jonathan, in reference to Carlin coming in, he said, listen, I wasn't thinking of anything specific, Evan. He's like, if the ball slips, it slips. I mean, Elijah said that was elite stuff at that speed to get the perfect swim is really impressive. Yeah, and I mean, like I said, I'm listen. I'm not Ella Dodge, but I would be shocked if she wasn't confident when that ball came off the bat and it was barely fair inside the third base, line. I'm confident she was probably thinking this is a double. Like that's why she wasn't hesitating. She was going to second. But that girl, that left fielder, man, to her credit, that was a phenomenal play out there in left field. Let's see. Deborah said, I hated to see her get tagged after winning the review. Sanders said, what's the things we have to do to win Saturday? So I'm assuming she's talking about the Lady Vols playing against Texas Tech on Saturday.
Tech. Yeah.
What would you say they have to do to win Saturday?
Have the same approach they had today at the plate. Be uber aggressive. Look to drive fastballs. Because Texas Tech is going to throw a lot of fastballs, so you can put a charge into some and score some runs that way. And then pitching wise, again, I kind of don't want to see Carlin against them unless it's the last inning to close it out. I want to see Sage, and I want to see Aaron, and I want to see backwards pitching. Keep them off balance. And what I mean by backwards is on fastball counts, throw a change or a drop or a curve. On changeup counts, throw an inside fastball. Show them things they aren't expecting in certain counts. Keep them off balance because they do have some bats that can run into a few and score a ton of runs real fast. So you can't let them get comfortable in the box.
Well, to your point about not starting Carlin, it's a very different scenario if you go from Carlin to Sage. Let me rephrase that. If you go from Carlin's fastball to Sage's fastball, that is a very different scenario. All of a sudden, Sage essentially looks like batting practice. If you go from Sage to Carlin, it's like literally bringing Ben Joyce in out of the bullpen. And all of a sudden you're like, I can't even see the ball when it's coming at me. That is a very different scenario.
Yeah. 77 feels like 82.
Jonathan said, I love that Karen Weekly's aggressive on the base paths. Also, this team is so good at running bases. The only thing I didn't like was getting in the pickle between third and home, but I get it. Yeah, she was hung out to dry. She didn't have anything she could have done there. Like I said, I wish the girl on second had drawn more attention to herself. Because even if she draws attention for 1 second, that gives Ella 2 steps, and who knows, so she might be able to beat a throw at that point.
She might not get her feet set, might keep her shoulder offline and throw it away.
Where Ella could have dodged a third tag.
She fielded it. She fielded it, got her feet squared, and delivered a strike to home plate. If the girl on second gets her attention and gets her off balance, there's no telling where she throws the ball.
For sure. Yep. Backless Sketty said, got to get off the chat, but I'll be watching on TV later. Y'all go Big Orange. Hey, we appreciate you, buddy. Thank you very much. It is time to rank the top 5 quarterbacks in the history of Tennessee football. And I'm going to be honest with you. This was tougher than I thought it was going to be. Numbers 1 and 2 were simple, in my opinion. Like, that was easy. After that, 3 through 6, really 3 through 7 were tough. And not to give anything away, but one thing I struggled with was, we're ranking one position. How much should a team award, like a national championship, play into how you rank that one position? Now, that one position is the leader of the team. So I think it should play some into it for sure. Not to give anything away about my top 5 there, but do you want to go first?
Sure.
Can you start with number 1 and do normally we start and go 5 to 1, but this time can we go 1 to 5 since I think everybody's going to have the same number 1?
Sorry, the stupid ESPN thing went off again. What'd you say?
Well, for that, we got Jonathan. He said, how great would it be if Mississippi State beats Texas tomorrow night and Texas doesn't even win a game in the World Series? That'd be pretty sweet.
Yeah.
So normally we go backwards. We go 5-1. However, and please, everyone, put your top 5 in the comments as well. I think we're all probably going to have the same number 1. I think that's pretty safe to say. So since that's the case, let's rank them tonight 1 to 5. Let's go that order tonight.
Okay. So number 1 is a rising freshman at Baylor, Marshall Manning's dad, Peyton. Number 2 is T. Martin. Number 3, number 3, I've got Heath Schuler. I mean, T, in my opinion, T's got to be number 2 because he's the only one with a national championship.
Okay, I understand.
Number 3 is Heath Schuler. Number 4, I've got Condridge Holloway. For a lot of reasons. First dual threat quarterback in Tennessee history. Won 3 straight bowl games at quarterback back when bowls mattered. And then number 5, I've got Andy Kelly because he's 4th all time in Tennessee passing history, which is in my opinion, more impressive than guys like Josh Dobbs, Casey Clausen, Hendon Hooker, because he was playing in a time when the offense was still 3 yards in a cloud of dust.
For sure. It was a run first era. I think that's a great
It was a run first, run second, run third, run fourth, and then we might consider passing. So, for him to be 4th all time in Tennessee passing history in a time when they ran the ball 80% of the time, that to me gets you in the top 5. So to repeat, Peyton at 1, T. Martin at 2, Heath Schuler at 3, Condridge Holloway at 4, and Andy Kelly at 5.
That's very good. That's a very good top 5. Some of mine are the same. 2 of them are flipped, and I've got a different number 5. But that's a really good top 5. And I think that's a good point you make about Andy Kelly. I mean, he didn't have Josh Heupel as his quarterback's coach. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not out there calling up, 40 passing plays a game. He might have had like 18 to 20, if that, and per game. And yet he's still able to make it to 4th all time. And you know what? Kudos to his wide receivers, because that was a big part of it. And that was in the heart of wide receiver U era. So I think that's a really good top 5. Mina, like he said, her list is the same as yours. So just to repeat, Ruston's number 1 was Peyton, obviously. Number 2 was T. Martin. Number 3 was Heath Schuler. Number 4 was Condridge Holloway. Number 5 was Andy Kelly. Mississippi Vols said, Rhonda said hers is the same as yours as well, and then gave the Go Vols baby emoji. Mississippi Vols says his. Now I'm assuming this is 1 to 5. This is 5 to 1 because Peyton's at the end. So he said Dewey Warren at number 5, Condridge at number 4, Casey Clausen at number 3, T. Martin at number 2, and Peyton at number 1. That's a good list. Absolutely. It's a good list. Rhonda agrees. So here's my top 5. Once again, everybody listen, there's of all the top 5 lists we've done, which if you're new to our show, first of all, welcome. Every Thursday night we rank something. Right now we're in a series. We always do a top 5 ranking. And right now we're in a series of where we're ranking the top 5 players in each position group in Tennessee football history. Tonight is our last night on the offense. And so we are ranking the top 5 quarterbacks in Tennessee football history tonight. Now, number 1 of all the top 5 lists we've ever done, number 1 has to be Peyton. It just has to be. That is the easiest thing we've ever done on any of these top 5 rankings. So number 1 is Peyton. And now this is where it got tough for me as far as like, okay, first of all, number 2, I had Heath Schuler as number 2. And Heath was a phenomenal quarterback, obviously. He and Peyton were both Heisman runners up. And so I've got Heath as number 2. I had T. Martin as number 3. And, I get why Ruston had him as number 2, because he was what you said was exactly the thing that I was debating on. How it's tough because this isn't it's an individual thing. But if you win a daggum national championship, like that should count for something, So I've got number 1 Peyton, number 2 Heath Schuler, number 3 T. Martin, number 4 Condrich Holloway. Just like you had, I think you had him number 4 as well, didn't you?
Yep.
And then number 5, I went with Casey Clausen because the guy was lights out as a Vol. And one more in the swamp than I think any other Tennessee quarterback ever. 34 wins as a starter at Tennessee. The guy was the man. And so I went with Casey Clausen as number 5. Like you said, Iceman, that's exactly right. What a player. What a player. Listen, that's the thing. Ruston goes Andy Kelly, number 5, and rightfully so. That's a fantastic choice. Casey Clausen would have been a fantastic choice. You could make the case Hendon Hooker could have been number 5. The problem with Hendon was he's only here for 2 years. When you look at Josh Dobbs is a phenomenal quarterback at Tennessee. Unfortunately for him, he played for Butch Jones. And so that hurt him a little bit. There's so many people. Somebody said Dewey Warren earlier. Absolutely.
Nate Peterman.
Exactly. 100%. Riley Ferguson. So you could make the case. You could make the case for Johnny Majors. Technically he was a halfback that also threw the ball, but you can make the case for him. There's so many guys that you could put in that number 5 spot, and all of them would be very deserving. So fun list. If we were ranking Tennessee quarterbacks to be the best DJ, Sterl the Pearl would be on there, I don't think Peyton would get high on that list. But that was a fun one, and it was tougher than I thought it would be. Let's see some of the other lists that came through. Deborah said, all right, so I'm thinking Deborah means, I think she means Peyton's number 1. Peyton, then Hendon, then T. Martin, then Josh Dobbs, and Casey Clausen. And then she said honorable mention Clausen. Is that Rick Clausen?
Yep.
Let's see here. Sanders asked, do you think we win Saturday? Lady Vols.
I would say right now it's a 50-50. If we can keep them off balance at the plate, yes. If we try to get cute and throw Carlin out there early and try to blow fastballs by them, no.
Like you said, honorable mentions are Bobby Scott. That's a great inclusion. Josh Dobbs and Hendon. Eric said, Evan Ruston, do you think Manning's son is going to be a Vol?
Right now he's a 15-year-old, very undersized, hasn't gone through a significant growth spurt yet. So I don't think you can put that pressure on anybody. He throws a good ball. He's got really good mechanics. Some of his passing looks exactly like Peyton. It's eerie how similar their throwing motions are. But he he gets to spend this year. He'll be the JV starter at Baylor. Baylor signed a quarterback that is going to be an absolute dude. Their coach was telling me the other day, their quarterback this past year signed with Vanderbilt, and he says this kid's way better. So they've got a stud at quarterback this year that's a senior who just transferred in. So Marshall will get to spend a year behind him, get all the reps on the JV, and then Marshall will be the starter when he's a sophomore.
I think it's a great question. My answer would be, if Josh Heupel and his staff want him, yes, he will be a Vol. But as of yet, listen, there's some kids you can just look at him and say, yeah, that's a dude. He'll be a D1 athlete. He'll play in the SEC somewhere. You can't say that about Marshall yet. He is not that dude yet. And so it'll be interesting to see how he develops over the next couple of years. It could be that he gets to the point where he becomes that dude. I hope he does.
The physical tools and the football IQ are there. The body just isn't there yet. Once he goes through a growth spurt and finishes growing, then we can answer that question.
Nolan said his list is Peyton, number 1, T, number 2, Heath Schuler, number 3, Hendon Hooker, number 4, and Josh Dobbs, number 5. Let's see. John said number 1, Peyton Manning, 2, T. Martin, 3, Condrich Holloway. Hey, 4, Tyler Bray. I think it's a great choice. Number 5, Andy Kelly. My honorable mentions are Josh Dobbs, Casey Clausen, and Eric Ainge. I almost put all of them in the top 5. Eric Ainge is another, good choice. I mean, there's a lot of people that you could choose to put on here. Brent Schaefer. No, I'm just kidding. But I think Tyler Bray is an excellent inclusion. The dude could sling it, man. He could sling it. Deborah said some of these guys would have been remembered more fondly if they'd had more to work with, especially bad defenses. You're exactly right. That was Tyler Bray's downfall. I mean, the 2012 offense was fantastic. They just couldn't stop anybody on defense. They let other people's offense also be fantastic. Minalagi said, I did need 10. Elijah said, Bennett Brady got to be there somewhere. We will do special teams. Rhonda said, it's a great problem to have that we have so many to choose from. You're exactly right. And, man, the offensive and defensive lines are going to be even tougher. Let's see. Sean said, we might have to do these rankings again in a few years, but make it post-transfer portal only. Oh, now that's actually I like that idea. He said, I'm not sure we will see many guys for 4 years anymore. You're exactly right.
Yeah, it's going to be slim and none.
Oh, Rhonda says she meant Eric Ainge for honorable mention instead of Rick Clausen. Elijah said, not very hard to be better than somebody who goes to Vandy, LOL. I think Sean has a really interesting point here. If we did top 5 post transfer portal era, that would be fascinating. Actually, that's a good idea. Now I'm trying to remember somebody can help me in the comments. Somebody had an idea last week when we were talking about this week's rankings. Somebody had a really good idea, and they said, what if you did top 5 quarterbacks who didn't pan out or something like that at Tennessee? What did they say? How did they word it? Do you remember?
No, not off the top of my head.
Or maybe it was like 5 most overrated quarterbacks when entering Tennessee or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that might have been what it was. If you remember, Elijah said top 5 busts. I think that's essentially the gist of it.
Yeah.
I think that's what they were saying. Because I remember it was something about like star rating was somewhere in there or something like that. Because it was something because I remember saying, I mean, think about Justin Worley. The guy was the Gatorade Player of the Year, and we saw how that panned out. So something like that. Music City Sam said, we should go over the projected starting 22 so Vols fans can realize how much experience, production, and talent we have for this year. We will do that in the month of June. We will certainly do that. That's something we do every summer, and we always do it. Typically, it's around mid to end of June.
Yeah.
And then what we do is we have a whole night where we we essentially break down every SEC team. And because what we'll do is we will do that for Tennessee, but then we look at every SEC team's schedule and we predict the records for every SEC team. But we will certainly go over Tennessee's projected starting 22. What we do in the summer, we always do a position breakdown. And so we'll break down defensive backs one night for Tennessee. We'll break down linebackers the next night. And so we'll have a whole series throughout the summer after baseball season's over, where we go each time we go live, we'll do a different position group. It'll start in June and end in July.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do that. Let's see. Jonathan said Ruston made that suggestion. I'm pretty sure I don't remember exactly. Mina, like he said the same thing. So top five.
Are you asking what I was saying?
Maybe you were the one that suggested it.
I thought you were talking about somebody else. Yeah, I said let's do the top 5 quarterback busts next.
Okay, so that's next week's top 5 list. Before we do defense and before we do special teams and get Bennett Brady on the show, we're going to do top 5 busts. So
I thought you were talking about something else that you had seen. Yeah, I had said last week let's do top 5 quarterback busts.
Okay, I couldn't remember who said it. I thought somebody had said it in the comments. Deborah said we need read on for the projected SEC teams and our own best 22 players, for sure. And I think Reed would enjoy doing that because he can talk about Football Time in Tennessee magazine, which is actually out on newsstands now, by the way. It just hit the newsstands this past week, so be on the lookout for those. I'll be heading to Publix to get mine. So for next Thursday, the top 5 list is going to be top 5 quarterback busts in Tennessee football history. Number 1 being the biggest bust of all. Sanders asked, do you guys know what's going on with Chaz Coleman?
So Chris Lowe
needs to stay off social media. I know that.
Well, Chris Lowe did an interview today in Nashville, and Chris Lowe and Austin Price are the 2 guys who are going to know the answer to that question every time. Chris Lowe's perspective was there are some personal issues happening that Chaz is needing to get worked out. It is apparently affecting their entire family, and Chris's perspective was Tennessee has been very gracious, but Chaz needs to get it worked out and get on campus. That the timeline is growing short. So he was hopeful that Chaz's family will get their issues worked out and that he will be here. But he kind of insinuated that not only might Chaz not play at Tennessee this year, he may not be playing anywhere this year.
Right.
So, and before anybody says, well, the portal's over, well, we found out today there's ways around that. You know what portal is open right now? Track and field. UCLA's backup quarterback, Nico's backup, announced today he's entering the portal as a track runner so that he can go ahead and transfer. And some intelligent school is going to give him a track scholarship. And by the way, he's also going to play football. So there are ways
It'll be
around
like
the
he
portal.
gets on campus. Oh, he just, he said he just missed football, didn't want to give it up totally. So he's just gonna play football too.
Oh no, he already said he's entering the portal as a track runner, but he's going to play football too. So clearly he has talked to a school already that was like, hey, here's how we can work around this. And the track coach probably took a kickback from somebody, some booster, to throw a scholarship his way so that they could get a quarterback. So there are ways around the portal still that you can use if needed.
Yep. And here's the deal. For those who didn't see, they got removed off Instagram, but Chaz was posting photos of all his NIL money and cash. He's holding that on his driveway. I'm like, what are you doing, dude? I mean, you got a whole team of people that you're bailing on at the current moment and not showing up when you're supposed to be there. And instead you're flaunting cash around that you're getting. I was like, what are you doing, man? Not a good start in his Tennessee career for Chaz Coleman. That is for sure.
Yep.
Let's see here. I feel like somebody said something, or John said that social media post wasn't his actual account and it has since been deleted. I hope he comes back soon. But I'm beginning to wonder if Chaz will ever even step foot on the practice field. Yep. Totally agree. And me, like he said, tired of being played. Nolan said Chaz is going to be hated by that locker room. If he doesn't get here soon, he will be. Because that's the thing. Like, you develop trust with your teammates when you're going through conditioning and stuff right now. In the spring and in the summer, when you're working so hard together as a team, that's when you build trust with each other. And every day that he's not there,
I tell you, it's not his teammates he needs to be worried about. It's Derek Owings. If any of you haven't seen, I'm serious. If any of you haven't seen interviews with Derek Owings, the new strength coach, you need to go watch as many of those as you possibly can. That dude is for real. I am stunned at the results he's already getting. They have guys who have added 20, 25, 30 pounds of muscle. George McIntyre has added almost 25 pounds of muscle. They are getting after it. And Derek Owings is no nonsense. And in his last interview, he made a comment about guys not being there. And it was kind of a sideways warning to everyone. But it was one of those things where, like, every guy who saw that was like, I'm definitely not going to be missing anything. Because the makeup, if you do miss, that's a level of hell nobody wants. Derek Owings does not play.
Sanders said, y'all have a great night. Love y'all. Y'all be safe out there. Love you too, Sanders. We're glad you're with us. Thank you so much. We hope you have a great night. Deborah said maybe Texas A&M is going to get a quarterback after all via the track team or the rowing team. That rowing transfer portal is pretty serious, I think.
Yeah, I don't think Texas A&M wants UCLA's backup. I don't think that's high on their list of options.
Well, anybody. So what she's saying. Some good comments came through here. Nolan said the fan base can be swayed if he plays well, but the locker room will be a different story. Nolan's exactly right. That's exactly correct. Austin said, I don't trust that he's conditioning while away from the team either. That's a fantastic point. He said when he does come back, he's going to be really behind and just trying to get into shape. You're exactly correct. Yeah.
Let me just tell you, Derek Owings will have him in shape very quickly. And the makeup, that's what I'm saying. Like the training they're doing is hard enough. The makeup would be hard to survive.
Music City Sam, welcome, buddy. He said, I've heard Derek Owings has said to kick Chaz to the curb. Mississippi Vols said, Coach Owings doesn't play that stuff. We needed someone like that. Absolutely. Bender of Strings, that's a great point. He said it makes you wonder what the previous staff was even doing, like the previous strength staff. It's a great
Not
question.
what Derek Owings is doing. That man gets it done.
Like he said, good. We need to be no nonsense. Absolutely. Absolutely. And Nolan said, I agree. Austin, conditioning by yourself was never the same as being pushed by a coach. Totally agree.
The thing I love The thing I love about Derek Owings is there are no workouts individually. Everything they do as a team. They all their lifts are designed around building the team dynamic. So they don't have like I have 3 sets of 5 on this exercise. It's my group is doing X number of reps at X number of weight, and we all have to do it in a certain time period, or we all fail, and then we have punishment. So we're all going to push to get everybody through. And so you get that extra strain. You get guys holding each other accountable to finish. Nobody slacks. And I mean, I watched one interview with him and I learned more. Like, I've been around a lot of strength coaches. I learned more in one interview about speed work from him than I've ever heard total previously. That man is maniacal about his job. Like, he tracks everything. They have GPS trackers. They have GPS trackers on these dudes, and they're tracking every time they run. And if at any point they drop below 90% of their best running time, they immediately change their entire strength program to get them back up to their top speed. I mean, it is wild what these guys do.
Nolan said Owens is a drill instructor among babysitters. He's a madman with a vision. Dangerous.
He is.
Music City Sam said a lot of dumb Vol fans thinking we're going 6-6 don't understand how much we improved the defense through the portal and the impact of Derek Owings. Derek Owings, in my opinion, he was the best hire of the offseason, in my opinion.
That man was at James Madison when they were winning 12 games every year. Then he came to Indiana and won the freaking national championship in Indiana. That dude doesn't know what 6-6 looks like. I mean, he ain't going 6-6.
Well, if anybody, if anybody would like a tape on proof of why, personally, I am very excited about and confident in Coach Owings, all you got to do is go watch the Alabama versus Indiana game from this past postseason. And when Indiana's offensive line was physically moving Alabama's defensive line like it was nothing, I was like, yeah, sign me up for that. I want that guy.
The craziest thing he said in the last interview I saw, because again, they track them during games too. They have GPS trackers on them all the time. Their fastest game of the year as a team, the national championship against Miami. Think about that. 16th game of the year, when you should be banged up, wounded, injured, fighting through, all the little dings and bruises, versus game 1, when you're coming out fresh as can be. They were faster as a team in game 16 than they were in game 1. That's absurd.
Yep. Sure is. Let's see. Jonathan said, hey, Ruston actually called the strength coach a coach. I love that.
I hadn't seen many like Derek Owings. That's a different animal.
That shows that Jonathan's been with us a long time. I like that. Jonathan said, if Chaz doesn't come back, I hope he has to pay back every penny of his NIL money he's currently throwing away an NFL career if he doesn't straighten up. I agree 100% with everything you just said. Absolutely. That's the thing. Like, he's not just giving up this year. He's giving up his future if he doesn't, show up and play. Bender of Strings said, it didn't hit me how good Indiana was with Owings until they took Alabama apart. Absolutely.
One other thing he said that was fascinating, he said their fastest game of the year was the national championship against Miami. Their second fastest game of the year was week 3 against Illinois, when Illinois was ranked number 9 in America, and they beat them 63-10. Yeah.
Austin made a really good point here. He said, I wonder if Chaz's mindset is turned off by what he knows he's going to be walking into with Owings in charge. If so, he needs to just walk. I mean, that's a fair point, dude.
If there is any chance that is true, that's not a guy you want in your locker room.
I agree. And he's right. If that's the case, he needs to walk. I agree. Sean said, if nothing else, Owings seems to be a great motivator amongst the team. I've seen so many players talk about him. Yep. Deborah asked what interview you were referring to, where she could find that.
So the one where he spent a lot of time talking about nutrition. He spent a lot of time talking about speed work. It was with Mike Keith, and I can't remember which podcast it was, but it was about a 40-ish minute interview with Mike Keith.
Is it the one where they're sitting on the stools in the high chairs in front of the team meeting room?
Well, the problem is they did like 2 or 3 of those. So that's why I'm saying how long it was. The interview was around 40 minutes. So if you find a Mike Keith interview with Derek Owings that's about 40 minutes, that's it.
If you go back on the Tennessee Athletics YouTube channel and you look at probably mid-February, it was somewhere around mid-February when they made that video.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was probably about 2 weeks after he got hired, maybe even a week after he got hired. So somewhere around in there. Bender of String said Indiana was like a python. They would just physically choke opponents out with their physicality and discipline. Yep. And they're just physically stronger than everybody. Mississippi Vols said, I really think getting Coach Owings on staff could be worth at least one extra win. Oh, totally agree. 100%. Totally agree. Music City Sam said, we'll actually have strong and fast, hard-hitting safeties this year. Let Coleman walk and let Perlotti roam more than one way to rush a quarterback.
So yep. I actually don't hate that idea because Jaden Perlotti tends to get himself in trouble trying to read defenses. Just letting him line up at end and go, I'm totally on board with that.
Jonathan said, Heupel's a player's coach and wants to get the best out of every player and help every player. That's the only reason Chaz is still on the team, in my opinion. I think that's fair. Deborah said, is if there's any more reason for a team to be in top shape, it's this year with 9 SEC games plus Georgia Tech. You're exactly right. She said even more if they go to 24 games. Absolutely. Kegs here. Welcome, buddy. Good to have you. He said, running late. Hello, bros. Go Big Orange. Good to see you, buddy. 2 announcements before we sign off. So for the watch party fan members, keep your eyes peeled for a video from me in the next couple days. Could be tomorrow. It probably will be tomorrow afternoon, maybe Saturday morning. We're going to try to do a baseball watch party this weekend if we can make it happen. We've got families tournaments and stuff to be in as well, and Ruston's coaching in tournaments, and the weather is going to play a big role in what happens this weekend. I'll be honest with you, the weather may play a big role in Chapel Hill. Yeah,
it's gonna affect scheduling and TV.
Yep. So we're gonna try to do that. Hopefully it works out, weather permitting. If it does work out, I will put an announcement as a video on YouTube for Watch Party fan members to let you know. I'll try to message you as well. We'll definitely put it in the message board on our website. So just keep an eye out for that. We've got an announcement for all of the Watch Party fan members as well in that. And then also, what was my other one? Oh yeah. So everybody might remember about a month ago, we were trying to get people to nominate us for the Best of the Best awards in Chattanooga. Well, unfortunately, we didn't get enough nominations to get on the ballot. So that what they do is they take all the nominations and the top 5 vote getters in the nomination round, they get put on the ballot, and then people vote for those 5. There was one that I knew was going to be on there. I knew it was going to be our toughest competition, and sure enough, they were on there. It's called My Morning Cup, and it's a married couple here in town. I knew that they were going to be on there, and sure enough, they're on there. I think they're going to win it, and so they were. I felt like we'd probably get on the ballot. I knew it was going to be tough to beat them, but we just apparently we didn't get quite enough to get in the top 5, so we didn't make the ballot. However, as you all know, my wife is a free travel agent. GingerMMT.com is where you can find her. She's also a teacher. She's been a teacher for 19. She just finished her 19th year. She is on the ballot in the Chattanooga Times Free Press Best of the Best for best teacher in Chattanooga. So I would love it if you could vote for her. That would be, I'd so appreciate it. It's bestofchat.com is where you can find that. I just put that in the comments. I would certainly appreciate it if you could vote for her. That'd be so cool. I'd love for her to win. But this Sunday night, oh wait, we got one more comment. Music City Sam said Georgia Tech has 2 new coordinators and an entirely new offense. Quarterback, O-line, receivers, tight end. Knowles will Alberto Mendoza seeing ghosts.
Yeah.
Deborah said, "What? No way, Volbro's hitting the best." Well, I appreciate that very much. Thank you.
Especially some random video about 2 people having coffee together. That's boring.
Yep. It was. John said, "You're the best podcast in my eyes and ears, not just in Chattanooga, but all over." Hey, I appreciate that, buddy. Thank you very much. Thank you. I love hanging out with y'all on this show. It's so much fun. This is a fun one in my opinion. Sunday night, Rhonda said she agrees. Appreciate that, Rhonda. Thank you. Sunday night. Here's what I wish about Sunday. So tonight we knew what happened in softball. We didn't know. We were projecting what was going to happen in baseball. It's literally going to flip-flop on us on Sunday, assuming the weather cooperates with the baseball schedule. But here's the thing. We very well might know who has won the Chapel Hill Regional Sunday night when we go live. If it goes to a deciding, if the losers bracket winner wins the first game in the championship round, they might do the deciding game on Monday. But
it is.
So it is possible that we'll know who won the Chapel Hill Regional by the time we go live Sunday night. We will not know who has won the Lady Vols bracket on Sunday night. We will not know that, because here's what the Lady Vols schedule is. They will play against Texas Tech Saturday at 3:00 Eastern on ABC. If they lose that game, which hopefully they won't, but if they do, they will play the losers bracket final against the winner of Texas and Mississippi State on Sunday afternoon at 3:00 Eastern. Then the championship game, which this is okay. I'm sorry. If anybody from the NCAA office or the Women's College World Series is watching this, please listen to what I'm saying here. It is stupid when the bracket championship game is. It's stupid. The bracket championship game is Monday at 12:00 noon. That's horrible. I mean, that's just bad. Whoever planned that, what's up with that? Seriously.
Well, there's 2 games that day. There's a noon game and there's a 7:00 game.
Well, and potentially there could be 4 games that day. If the loser wins, so like that's why they're doing it at noon. If the loser wins at noon, then the deciding game is at 2:30.
Right.
And then the 7:00 game in the other bracket, if the loser wins, then the deciding game is immediately after it at 9:30. It's just, that's the pits though. I mean, they could have done the two games both at night, and then if there's an if necessary game, do that the next day in the afternoon or something, or at night again. I mean, I was just frustrated when I saw that. So Sunday night, we will, in my opinion, I think we're going to know what's happened with the baseball Sunday night.
Probably
we will definitely. Well, I can't say that because if they lose the next two, then they're out before we go live Sunday. I'll say this: I don't think we'll know what's going to happen with the Lady Vols Sunday night, because I personally think, based on the fact that they won today, I personally think the Lady Vols are going to be playing on Monday. That's just my opinion. So we'll have baseball to talk about. We'll have some softball, and we'll have some softball to prognosticate about. And that's what we'll be doing Sunday night. We do hope you'll join us. Rhonda, she wasn't a huge fan of the 12 o'clock noon game on Monday as well. I agree.
We also might have a final decision on Chaz by Sunday night. Chris Lowe kind of insinuated that a decision had to be made this weekend.
Hey, Chris Lowe had an interview with Chris Dortch, and it was fascinating. Dortch was talking about Tyler Lundblade, and he was saying that there's been people saying this might be the best three-point shooter in college basketball, best three-point shooter some people said they've seen. I mean, like, I can't wait to see the guy play. I mean, I really can't. Jonathan said, great show as always. See everyone Sunday night. Have a great weekend, everyone. Absolutely. Hope you do as well. So if you're a Watch Party fan member, be on the lookout for an announcement from us about when we're going to do that. We do hope everybody has a great weekend. Go Vols, baby. Hope everybody stays dry as well, because it's going to rain like crazy again this weekend. Jonathan said we're going undefeated in the World Series for our first title, as well as a natty in rowing. There you go. Everything's school, baby. Everything's school. I love it. That's what I'm talking about. Miss Lou, you all said, have a great weekend, everybody. We shall reconvene Sunday evening. I agree totally. Deborah said, I read that the North Carolina group is the toughest one to get out of, with North Carolina projected to win. What do y'all think? I think it's the hardest regional.
Yeah, any one of three teams could win it.
Yeah, I don't think it's even debatable. I think it's easily the hardest regional there is. Easily. Well, I'm wearing my Tennessee golf shirt. Congratulations to the Lady Vol golf team. Finished tied for 18th in the country at the national championship matches. The men they might have started today, actually. I got to go look. It might be tomorrow when they start. I got to go look. But the men they're already out there. But they're going to be out at the national championships as well. And so are the Mockingbirds of Chattanooga. They'll be out there as well. So Tennessee, East Tennessee specifically, is well represented at the national championships for golf right now. So very excited about that. Did you just look it up? Did you see when it is?
Yeah, it starts Friday, May 29th.
Okay, so it starts tomorrow. All right. I knew it was either today or tomorrow. I just couldn't remember when. But so go Vols out there, and I think it's in California. So go Vols out there. I hope y'all play well. Rhonda said, looking forward to talking about the wins this weekend. Amen, sister. That's what I'm talking about. She said, go Vols, baby. Deborah said, y'all have a great night. Absolutely. You too. John said, I feel a lot better about us advancing out of a super regional than a regional just because of pitching depth. 100% agree. 100% agree. It will be easier for this team to win a best 2 out of 3 series than to win a double elimination 14 tournament. Totally
Depends on where it is.
Well, sure. Yeah. But I mean, like look at what they did with Texas, like last month, right? Or earlier this month, actually. So for sure. Absolutely. Appreciate everybody so much for joining us. Go Vols, baby. And we will see all of you Sunday night, 9 o'clock Eastern. And I'm going to hit the correct button this time. We will have a baseball outro and softball outro, not a basketball one.